Alright guys, let's jump to it. Atlanta and San Diego. We'll start with Atlanta. At quarterback, you got Matt Sims and Aaron Murray. I believe Aaron Murray should start. I don't know. I think he should. Some of you may disagree with me. Actually, probably none of you disagree with me after watching Matt Sims play. At running back, Tarian Fulston, 12 attempts, 32 yards. Lawrence Pittman, 3 attempts, 24 yards. Feed the running backs more. Their passing game is just horrible against Orlando. Maybe try to find some run game. At wide receiver, got Shantavius Jones, Bug Howard, Justin Thomas. 3 receivers got at least 3 catches, so it's good that the ball is getting spread around. That's one positive. Defense had 1 sack, but 40 points were scored on them, so that's not really good. But there were a lot of turnovers on offense, so keep that in mind. Also, quarterbacks were sacked 3 times. That is never good. So Atlanta has lots of rebuilding to do for this week. Alright, now let's talk about San Diego. The Fleet, great defense, but let's start off on offense. Mike Bercovici, he's not starting this week, I don't think. Philip Nelson is going to start. Philip Nelson came in, led the offense a little bit. I think he threw an interception like at the end of the game. Pretty decent. Problem with Mike Bercovici, excuse me. He has a very big arm. You say, well, big arm, that's good. Well, sometimes it's not so good because quarterbacks with big arms like to throw it down the field a lot. They don't check it down as much, and lots of times they throw it into double coverage. You saw that because he threw some pretty bad passes in that game. At wide receiver, you got Brian Brown, 5 catches, 66 yards. Gavin Escobar, 4 catches, 66 yards. Gavin Escobar is a tight end. They're probably going to utilize the tight end. He's a great tight end, by the way. At running back, you need to feed Jaquan Gardner. San Diego fans probably realize this. He only had 8 rushes, 55 yards. Why is he not rushing the ball? I don't know. Feed Gardner. On defense, Ryan Mueller, 5 tackles, interception. Great player. Safety. Look out for him. Forced 2 interceptions. Great defensive play, forcing turnovers. Also, 6 sacks. This is going to be a nightmare, I think, for Atlanta. 6 sacks last week against a pretty good offense. Atlanta's offense is not good, as we saw. They're going to need some help. That means Atlanta's going to have to establish the run because this defense is for real. Alright, so what we talked about. Basically, for Atlanta, you got to play better on all sides of the ball than you did last week. For San Diego, run the ball more and make sure Philip Nelson gets into a rhythm. Also, San Diego, keep doing your thing on defense because you're doing it well. 6 sacks is phenomenal. I'm going to have to go with the Fleet in this one, probably. Nobody's surprised. Sorry, Atlanta fans. 22-8 is my score. I think Atlanta will get their first touchdown of the year. So that is something to look out for. We will have the game of the week coming up soon, and I think you all know what that game is. Probably should be out by Friday. Thank you, and subscribe.